Fragile. Handle with care. Gee, I wonder what this could be. COD. Where's this coming from? Oh, wait a second. It's going to Hungary. It's coming from Perfect Vinyl Forever. I wonder what this could be. Stay tuned. What a nice day. Love it. It's a little foggy. Mist is clearing up. We've got, as you saw in the preview, a big box that arrived. And man, how exciting is that? First of all, I haven't done one of these massive unboxings in so long. It's probably been more than a year, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Drop the comments down below, as they say. But yeah, super excited. I know you guys love these unboxing videos. I know you guys like checking out records. What's kind of interesting about this one, and by the way, thank you for tuning in. I am your lovable host, Danny K, SonicFlare, and this is my channel. We talk about hi-fi, we talk about high-end audio, talk about records, of course, and increasingly, I think we're going to start talking about a couple of other things as well. But you'll have to tune in for that. Oh, it's just because I know it's going to come up in the comments, because usually it does. Ladies and gentlemen, just in case you didn't know, I am the original fashionista in the vinyl world, okay? That German guy, I got my glasses way before he did. Probably right around the time when he started discovering that there's such thing as original records. Anyway, little dig, but I digress. Yeah, so, you know, of course, first thing we have to start off with a little sip. This is the lovely local coffee brew. Actually, coffee beans, I should say, locally roasted. I think these are from... Where's this from? I don't know. Venezuela, I think. Anyway, it's delicious. You know what? One thing I have to say about the Hungarians and Hungary in general, the quality of the produce, the quality of the meats, the quality of the milk, the dairy products, the cheeses. Oh my gosh, they're so good. And I'm convinced that it has to do with the fact that it is much less synthesized, much less, you know, processed and all that, unlike what we have in good old US of A, unless of course you go to some organically grown stuff. But anyway, here you just go to the regular store and you know, the milk you get just tastes more like milk. The cheese you get tastes more like cheese. So anyway, without further ado, oh, one more thing. I am in front of the cat shed. Actually, excuse me, she'll kill me if she hears me say that. It's the she shed. So this is a second part of our lovely home here in Szentendre, Hungary, just 20 kilometers north of Budapest, right by the Danube. In fact, the Danube is this way, literally a 2-minute walk down the street. So with that, let's get into it. By the way, the other thing I forgot to mention is there's actually a couple of records here from Analog October as well. My good friend Craig Crane, shout out to him. In case you're on the European side of the continents, highly recommend him as far as getting records from him, and you know, does great job shipping and stuff. So first up, of course I have to do this. Bond 25. So this is the symphonic orchestral arrangements with the Royal Philharmonic. This was done probably 2-3 years ago, I want to say. Well, it was done in preparation of Bond 25, which, as you guys know, has been the most delayed Bond movie of all time, I think. Save for perhaps Never Say Never Again, which was, I think it was a 6 or 7 or 8 year lawsuit between the Broccoli family and Sony, if I recall, that owned the rights to it, or wanted to own the rights to it, or claimed to have owned the rights to it. But anyway, yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with James Bond. And this actually sounds pretty good. I've listened to it on Tidal. And of course, our stuff still hasn't arrived. We're still waiting for our stuff to arrive. And that means that as much as I'd love to listen to all these records, I can't. I basically can look at them. Oh, it's a vinyl record. Records. More new records. Anyway, so yeah, of course, next up is the great Charlie Brown. Since it's Christmas time. I mean, and this is the gold foil stamped edition, special edition. It's probably still available. Happens to be made in Italy, which, you know, I guess going back to Italian sports cars, kind of like the blinker, works and it doesn't work, and works and it doesn't work. Hopefully it works. So anyway, just kidding. I love Italians and Italian cars. But yeah, this should look pretty cool. It's got a nice embossed cover. So yeah, anyway. Next up, my favorite, of course. Yes, original mobile fidelity one step. You may have noticed that I actually have yet to comment on this whole fiasco that ensued while I was transgressing the oceans from our old home in Los Angeles to our new home here in Hungary. And so I vacillated between, do I get in on this? Do I not get in on this? Clearly I didn't get in on it because, you know, 556,000 different YouTubers decided to chime in on it. And, you know, frankly, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of interesting that so many people chimed in on it that are new to the scene, so they have really very little historic perspective. But then also, I don't know. I mean, you know, do I really need to say something on top of what everyone else has said? Of course, I always said that if I do say something, if you see something, say something, I will do it my way. And so stay tuned. I think there's a story to be told here that hasn't been told yet. And of course, this is the great Eagles, One of These Nights, with, of course, the famous hit song off of it, One of These Nights. I'm not going to open it, even though it's open. And by the way, this has been cleaned by Perfect Vinyl Forever. And so this, of course, is this and many like it are, of course, the records that our good Uncle Fremer immediately can hear that it is sourced digitally. Which, of course, until he can't hear it. And as we all know, he never heard it on any of the mobile fidelities. And so, yeah, whatever that's supposed to mean, I guess. But this is limited edition. It doesn't come with cup holders. Thank you very much. Number 1545. So, you know, we'll see how this sounds. Oh, look, I'm keeping all of my one steps. They sound fantastic. Well, I shouldn't say they. Many of them sound fantastic. There's a few that are okay. I wouldn't say that there's any one of them that doesn't sound great. Or, excuse me, doesn't sound... what am I talking about? I've not clearly had enough coffee here. That sounds bad. That's what I meant to say. And that said, I think there's some that clearly sound better than others. Anyway, next up is, of course, the lovely new Pink Floyd Animals, the 2018 remix with all the new artwork and stuff. And let's see, my buddy Steve Evans, Perfect Vinyl Forever, I highly recommend you guys seek him out. He's a miracle worker. He can resurrect certain records from near-death experience and bring them back to life with his cleaning process. But apparently this one is just a shitty pressing, and so no amount of cleaning can get rid of all the pops and ticks and groove noise and stuff. Ah, yes, this is a great one. Oh my gosh. I finally found a copy of Ferrero Sanders Thembi. This is, it's a VG Plus. I would say the cover looks pretty nice and clean. You know, come on. You have to find this. Of course, ever since his passing recently, these started shooting up in price. And so, you know, they're harder to come by, etc., etc. But hey, let's see. Ooh, Sun Ra. Yes, this is a great one. Futuristic sounds of Sun Ra. I mean, come on. You know, okay. He is definitely out there with regards to avant-garde jazz. Clearly, you just have to do a sampling of his stuff with his orchestra and outer spatial experiences, etc., etc. That said, this is fairly approachable, I would say. So if you're looking to check out Sun Ra, this is probably a good record to start with. It's got some great stuff on here. China Gates, Jet Flight is really, really good. Let's see. What's That is cool. Yeah, this was redone by Craft Recordings, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Craft Recordings. So, just came out. I'm pretty sure it's still available. So, check it out if you get a chance. Ooh, there's so many more records to come. Ah, yes, Ornette Coleman. Good one, good one. Not much to be said about this other than this is the Vinyl Me Please issue. And, yeah, all analog AAA. I like the fact that they still do that and clearly outline that it's a all analog record, meaning it's of course mastered from the original analog tapes, mastered analog and cut analog with no digital process in between. Kenny Burrell, the great Blue Note 1543. Man, I wish I had these originals, but yeah, they're, you know, impossible to find. When you do find them, they're stratospherically expensive. This whole 1500 series, of course, has shot through the roof. But yeah, you know, Kenny Burrell, you know, great record, beautiful arrangements, and just lovely playing. Ooh, this is a good one. Gene Russell, Talk to My Lady. This is also another Vinyl Be Please exclusive. I think they only did like 500. In fact, yes, I got 187 out of 500, which is kind of hard to believe, right? I mean, if you think about it, we just crossed, I think it was, what, Thursday, Wednesday? I mean, I don't even know how they come up with these nonsensical specific date ranges for things when they're so difficult to predict. But supposedly Wednesday or Thursday, we crossed the 8 billion people mark on this lovely planet, circling our lovely sun in a galaxy of many galaxies. And it's hard to believe that with 8 billion people, granted, you know what, 60-70% are below the poverty line, unfortunately. So we need to, you know, figure that out, but that's a whole different discussion. Nonetheless, in the developed world, let's look at it that way, that 500 people are possibly going to be in the realm of being able to get this record. I mean, it's really the numbers are just like crazy, right? So anyway, great record. This was, of course, the famous black jazz label founded in the early 70s in Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure it's Chicago. I'm sure there's experts way more in line with the historicity of the black jazz label. So, you know, feel free to educate us all and drop comments below. Gosh, we've probably got, I don't know how much time you got. Oh, I didn't wear my watch today. It's probably, what, 30 more records to go? My goodness. I'll try to go quick, because otherwise we're going to be here for like literally hours. The poll winners, Barney Kessel, West Coast Jazz. I mean, the poll winners, this is truly a fantastic record. If you don't have this, get it. I have an original, I have an OJC. This is the latest reissue that good old Kasim did. The cover looks a little washed out compared to what I'm used to. Maybe, I don't know. I maybe not have looked at this in a while. I guess it looks the same. It's got a very warm color tone on it. So anyway, Great record. Shelly Manne on drums, Ray Brown. I mean, come on. This is, West Coast jazz at its finest. You got to get this in either format. If you don't want to spend the big bucks, $35, whatever they are now, $40 almost, with inflation, that's just temporary, of course. It's transitionary inflation. We are, you can get an OJC for, probably $10, $15, I would guess. This is a good one. Classic CTI, Silk Road. This is, Silk Fuse 1. Wynton Marsalis is on here. George Benson, Ronnie Foster, Stanley Clark, Stanley Turrentine. I mean, this is Eric Gale. This is classic West Coast CTI. Absolutely stunning, fantastic arrangements, great recording quality, of course, and as always, cleaned by Perfect Vinyl Forever. In fact, let me prove it to you. I'm gonna take it out, and what do we have here? Ooh, there it is, cleaned on September 19th. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. There we have it. So anyway, this should be fantastic. I already have a copy, but, never hurts to get multiple copies of it. Let's see, what do we have here? Yes, of course, the famous Impex follow-up to Saturday night, or Friday night, I should say. This is the follow-up to Friday night. That's what I meant to say. A.B. Fawn, Robert Bance, my friend Bob Donnelly, I believe, did the listening session at the mastering, making sure that evaluation of test pressings and stuff, and helping tweak the EQ and whatnot. Great record. Can't wait to hear it. I can't listen to any of these damn records. What am I gonna do? I'm going crazy, people. Seriously. Can you believe it that it's been, I think I packed up the hi-fi the first week of February. We're now in the middle of November. And so that's what, 10 months, almost 11 months of me not being able to play a record. Do you even know what that does to me? You can't imagine. It's no amount of coffee, no amount of anything can make up for that. It's really a very sad state of affairs that in today's day and age, with technology as we have it, it takes 6 months shipping time to get our stuff. It's en route. I believe it landed in Budapest last week. Now we're just waiting for the formalities of processing customs for the stuff to come and get delivered. So hopefully, I don't know, what am I guessing here? Probably, let's put it this way. If by Christmas I'm spinning records, I think we'll be in good shape. So anyway, let's continue, shall we? Oh yes, this is a good one. Not familiar with these guys, Hania Rani and Dobrava Chocher, Inner Symphonies, double 45. In fact, many of the records in this box are one of those willy-nillys that I kind of listened to on Tidal. They came up on my list of suggestions, and I kind of listened in. Hey, this sounds pretty cool. I bet this sounds really good on vinyl. And then I pick it up, and it sounds really good. Inner Symphonies, sort of down-tempo, downbeat, downtrodden. Just kidding. Yes, the great Dinah Washington. This should be fantastic. In fact, I know that on our little Discord group, if you want to join the conversation, feel free to. I'll leave the link down below on how you can join. And of course, do follow me on Instagram as well, where you will see all sorts of posts from in and out the world of the great Danny Kaye. Dinah Washington. For those in love, I get a kick out of you, my old flame. Can't wait to hear this. This should be spectacular. Should be. Let's see. Ooh, yes. Shout out to shout out to John DeVore, of course, of famous DeVore speakers. Miss Teal Joy, Ted Steele presents Miss Teal Joy on AAMCO Records, a division of Allison Enterprises, Inc. 207 West 49th Street. Wonder what's there today, right? I mean, it'd be kind of cool if any of you New Yorkers watching this would actually go to this address, 207 West 49th Street, and see what's there now. It's probably torn down, probably some giant skyscraper there or something. Who the hell knows? But anyway, that's how it used to be in the old days. You had all these tiny, tiny little record labels that proliferated with incredible talent and incredible music making that today we just don't have. Today you turn the radio on and literally all I hear is shit. I'm not even joking. It's disgusting. I can't even listen to it for like a minute. Defined as popular music today. Anyway, whole different conversation. But yeah, this should be fantastic. She was a Japanese American. I think she's Japanese, maybe Asian American. Let's call her Asian American to open up the broadness of her ancestrage. Teal Joy, she did 2 records only. This is one of them. And, you know, a classic sort of lounge singer, I guess. Shout out again, John DeVore. Thanks for recommending this. I picked this up off your channel, buddy. Let's see what else do we have. Ooh, there's so much going on. So much going on. Yes. Real quick, local hero. Mark Knopfler, the great Dire Straits frontman. Should be pretty good. Cleaned with PBF, of course. Oh, yes. Ooh, this was in here. Oh, my gosh. I totally forgot about this. Cal Tjader and Charlie Bird. Oh, man. Tambu. What a great flipping record. I mean, look at these two guys. Isn't that something, man? Charlie Bird and Cal Tjader. On Fantasy, this is an original. Gosh, these are cheap records, right? By today's standards anyway. And cleaned with PBF, so this should be fantastic. Let's see what else we have here. Ooh la 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 la. Sunhouse, Lomato. Ooh, this should be a good one. This is the, that's a Sarah Vaughan live at the Laren Jazz Festival in 75. I think it's a mono record. Police Greatest Hits. Let's see. Yes, UB40. Of course, so I did at the high-end show, I did a little spinning at the Nagra Suite, which was absolutely a hoot. Of course, we had a bit of a miscommunication. They, stay in there. We had a bit of a miscommunication with them because what ended up happening was Renee asked me, hey, would you like to spin some records? I was like, yeah, sure. You know, bring some good stuff. And for some reason, I thought, hey, bring some good stuff. Let me bring some stuff that no one else is going to bring, right? Because everybody else is going to play all the usual blah, 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 one step this and laser cut that and, you know, whatever, pressing this. And, you know, sure they did, which is all great and fun. I mean, we all do that for fun. But I figured I'd bring some stuff that was not off on the popular path. And so I brought in a record from UB40. And ironically, I asked the audience, I said, do you know where UB40 got its name from? And, you know, I think it was a fairly full room. I think maybe one or two hands came up. And, of course, UB40 got the name of, which is where this irony comes from, UB40 got the name of Unemployment Form 40, right, in Great Britain. And, you know, you can kind of see the theme there. And, of course, the irony of it was that here I am playing music on a, you know, probably close to $1 million system with a band called UB40 that got its name from unemployment benefits Form 40. So, anyway, I don't know if you care about this little conversation, but, you know, figured I'd share it anyway. Let's see, what else do we have here? Ooh, Dizzy Gillespie Afro. Yeah, this is another VMP that's really good. You should check that out if you can. Let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, yes, Gary Bartz. Gary Bartz, the great Gary Bartz. This is a good one. Another Vinyl Me Pleases. Their sort of jazz dispensary, which of course you can figure out on your left pinky what that is all about. But the great Ennio Morricone, soundtrack music. Giuseppe Tornatore, the legend of a 1900, the original picture music soundtrack, music composed, arranged, and conducted by Ennio Morricone. Yeah, this is actually, I picked this up. Where the hell did I get this? I think on eBay. It's a reissue. Really beautiful, dude. Ennio Morricone was a fantastic composer of film music. Obviously, highly recommend you check him out if you already haven't. Robert Cray Band seems to be much more popular in Europe than in the U.S. At least that's just kind of like the senses I get. This is a great one. I think this is a new one. Made in France. Oh, c'est bon. The French fries, oui. Je parle français un peu. Oh. Actually, this is, yeah, is this new? I don't know. Made in France, 2012, 2022. I have no idea. I think I picked this up because it came up in my queue again. And, of course, with his great Fender guitar, the great Robert Cray. Looks like this was a picture out of Los Angeles. Cole Avenue. I can't read what this is. Anyway, sounds really good. Great record to have. Oh, the great Freddie Hubbard. You got to have this. This you got to get. This is absolutely freaking killer. Keep Your Soul Together. Then, of course, a little bit of classical. I still have to make a classical channel. Classical, whatchamacallit, video. There's so much great classical music that nobody talks about, man. It pains me. It pains me that there's no classical being discussed. When I get my stuff set up, I promise you, I will do a lovely video, maybe even a series of them on classical music. It's just so important. Culturally, educationally. Anyway, this is the great Pachelbel canon. Johann Pachelbel, of course, from the Baroque period, 1653 to 1706 is how long he lived. The great Karajan, Austrian dude. He actually, funny story. So Karajan actually consulted the Sony team way back when for the introduction of the compact disc. So this was in the mid-70s. I think they approached him and they were like, hey, early 70s, Philips and Sony. They kind of like, hey, we're working on this thing. And I'm pretty sure, legend has it, I don't know how true it is, but legend has it that the great Karajan was the one that insisted that the playtime of the compact disc was close to 70 minutes, so that Beethoven's Ninth, which of course he performed many times and probably is definitely one of the benchmark performances of Beethoven's Ninth, I think. Although Furtwängler for me is very special as well, but of course that was recorded way earlier, so sonically it's not as great. And of course, my all-time favorite, Otto Klemperer. Of course, I've said this many times. If you guys have watched Colonel Klink, on what was it, 70s show? I forgot the name of it. What the hell was it called? Yeah. So Werner Klemperer was Colonel Klink. Had a great career as an actor, performer. Anyway, I'm digressing. The great Karajan insisted that the playtime was at least 70 minutes so that you could record and play back Beethoven's Ninth in one sitting and not have to swap out discs, etc. How true is that? I have no idea, but that's the story that I've heard told many times over. Oh, Sea and Cake. This is good. Sea and Cake, kind of like a... I think they're from California, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to think who turned me on to these guys. It's like a sort of lifestyle group, I would call it. I don't know. A little eclectic pop music with a little jazz sprinkled into it. Pretty cool. So, yeah, check them out. This came out like 20 years ago. 2000. Holy crap. I found this in one of my last record digs in Los Angeles. Ooh, this should be good. That's a bunch of Japanese stuff that came out. That's really, really good. Let's see, what else do we have here? Ooh la la. Gabor Szabo. Hey, how ironic. No record showing from Hungary would be complete without the great Gabor Szabo, who's of course Hungarian. And so this should be great. Yeah, I think this is a Vinyl Me Please, pretty sure. Anyway, great album. I collect his stuff fairly consistently. Let's see, what else do we have here? Ooh la la. A couple more, I think. Is that it? Gosh, Chet Baker. Ooh, yes, Italian movies. You gotta get that. Oh, technical glitch? Is it recording? Hello? It looks like it's recording. Anyway, I don't know why it stopped recording. Sorry, guys. Little technical issue here. I was saying the Chet Baker. Fantastic record. Italian movies. He's kind of scoring and playing some movie soundtracks. Oh, yes, and I think this is it. Michael Hedges. Aerial Boundaries. No, this is not the reissue. This is the original. I think this is a digital recording. Got this at Record Safari. Again, one of my last trips with the Great Waxed on YouTube. Link below. Check him out. Love his channel. Miss all you guys. I really do. What have I done? Anyway, Michael Hedges, Boundaries. Great guitar. Solos. Let's see what else. Telescope was invented in 1600. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, 2-track digital master. Windham Hill Farm. West Townsend, Vermont. Recorded live to 2-track. Yep, digital. This was a digital. So this was redone. I forgot what label redid this. Supposedly it sounds incredibly better. $10. I don't need to spend $30-$40 on the double 45 to hear this in supreme fidelity. But anyway, guys, this was a lot of records, wasn't this? Oh, what else? Wait a minute. Did I skip this? No. I'm ready to show you guys this. Wait a minute. Yeah, I think. Oh, this. No, did I show this? Yeah, I did. Huh, okay. Anyway. Oh, yeah. One more great one. Miles Davis, the man with the horn. 80. What is this? 81? I think 82. Anyway, great. This is an original. There's a reissue that came out. Actually, Analog October recommended me not to get it because it sounds like shit. Horrible pressing. I don't know if they're going to repress it or not. So I picked up an original, $10 I think on eBay. Fantastic. Can't wait to play. I can't wait to play my music. So, guys, ladies and gentlemen, the great Danny Kaye has spoken. Any last words of wisdom? I don't know. Again, we're waiting for our stuff to arrive. Thanks for tuning in as always. Hope this video found you in health and the theme of Christmas coming up and the holidays in general. Thanksgiving is around the corner for those in the U.S. This coming week. We're of course going to be carrying on the tradition of Thanksgiving here in Hungary. We're going to be celebrating it with some friends on Saturday, so look forward to that. But a lovely fall day here. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in as always, and drop your healthy, saucy, juicy comments down below. Cheers all.